Peter Best. Today we're at the third Boehringer Ingelheim European PERS Research Awards, and with me is a member of the review board that has been evaluating the applicants for this prestigious research award. And she is Professor Andrea Ladning from VetMed Uni Austria in Vienna. And Dr. Ladning, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
From your experience, how great is the impact of PERS on the swine industry today, do you think?
Well, I guess it's huge, and we thought in the past that maybe PDV has overcome the financial losses of PERS, but I think ever since a couple of years we know better, and PERS is probably the most influential or economically most important virus that we're dealing with worldwide in the swine industry.
Is this because we're understanding it better or because it's becoming more aggressive?
Both, probably, I would say.
Are there conditions which are making it more aggressive?
Well, I guess it's co-infections, other pathogens, and then of course also improved diagnostics so that we might find the virus more often, or that we find it as a cause of disease more often and get a better understanding of the virus and the disease.
And it's particularly co-infections which we should be looking at in more detail, do you think?
That's part, I guess, of why the virus is so costly to us, because it's immunosuppressive or immunomodulating, and then
Yes.
it opens up the doors for other viruses, pathogens coming along.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Here in Europe, we have the European PERS Award today. Here in Europe, what is limiting our ability to control PERS in a better way?
Well, I guess part of it is the same as all over the world. It's a lack of understanding the virus, the disease, and host pathogen interactions. So we still have a lot of gaps in understanding what's actually happening in the pig, especially when it comes to immune responses, for example. Or I personally worked on the reproductive form of the disease a lot, and understanding the mechanisms involved in reproductive PERS. I think we have a lot of open gaps there. So how does the virus infect a fetus in the sow and so on? So,
would there be differences between European and North American viruses and how it affects the reproductive process?
well, that might be other gaps that we have. There are hints that the viruses behave differently, and also the mechanisms might be differently in North American versus European type of PERS isolates. But I'm not sure if we know all those issues or differences that actually are out there.
So there are still gaps to be filled, which
course.
is why these research projects are coming
Yep.
along. Without these PERS awards, where would we be in Europe in terms of doing the research that's needed?
Well, I guess in Europe it's only the third time that this
Yes.
European PERS Research Award is awarded this year. So I think it's only 2 years into research, and when we know how long it takes to actually get proper results out, then it might be a little too early to estimate the value that this PERS Research Award has put into the industry. But I guess we can look at North America, where this PERS Research Award has a longer history and has put a lot of benefits, I guess, particularly for the applied research in the field, which sometimes is really hard to get funding for. When there is no basic research question that you try to answer, then this PERS Research Award might be helpful for people to initiate research studies that are really applied for the field.
So it's meeting a need because there's a lack of
Yep.
financing for this sort of research
I would say so.
in Europe generally.
Yeah, both in North America and now in Europe. Yeah.
Now you're supervising PhD students as part of your work.
Yeah.
Is this lack of funding a disincentive to people to get involved in PRS work, in your view?
Well, I guess it does not really affect necessarily PhD students, because you really have to more or less do basic research. At least in our university in Vienna, PhD studies or a degree always includes basic research, and you have to have financing for a 3-year term for that PhD student. So probably a PERS Research Award wouldn't be enough to finance
Yes.
a PhD project itself.
Yes.
But on the other hand, of course, these applied questions that we need to be answered also for the field, for the veterinarians out there, how to best vaccinate, what schedules whatsoever, or how to best do diagnostics. This is where I think it comes in and is quite handy and helpful to get smaller projects funded that would not be possible to get funding for by big grants, for example, that rather want a scientific question to be answered.
Thank you, Professor, very much indeed for your help. This is Peter Best at the 2016 European PRS Awards. Thank you for joining us.